Hello. Welcome to an English learner. In today's video, we are learning how to use modal verbs have to, don't have to, doesn't have to. Subscribe. And let's get started. A modal verb, have to, is used to express obligation, necessity, and duty. We need it to talk about law, regulation, somebody's decision, rule, demand. Andrea says, I have to be in an office at 9 a.m. In other words, Andrea is obliged to be at work at 9 a.m. Or, it's necessary for Andrea to be at office at 9 o'clock. A modal verb, have to, is used in the form, has to, in the third person singular, with he, she, it. To complete an affirmative sentence, we begin with a subject, at have to, or has to, and a verb. Andrea has to start work at 9 a.m. She has to make phone calls. We have to finish the project till Friday. They have to work with clients. He has to wear a mask. A vet has to treat animals. We need had to express past obligation, necessity, or duty. Andrea said, she had to organize everything. In other words, Andrea had to prepare everything for the meeting. Which means, she was obliged to organize everything. They had to discuss a lot of issues at the meeting. He had to bake a cake for his client. Do not have to, and does not have to, are necessary to express a lack of obligation in present. They are often used as contractions. To make a sentence, we begin with a subject, add don't or doesn't have to, and a verb. Andrea doesn't have to cook for her boss. They don't have to reply all emails. Do not have to, and does not have to, are used to express a lack of obligation or necessity in present. We often say them, to emphasize that you may do it only, if you want. Andrea doesn't have to make coffee for her boss. It means, Andrea is not obliged to make coffee for her boss. Didn't have to, is used to express a lack of obligation or necessity in the past. Andrea didn't have to help her boss at the meeting. It was not necessary to assist her boss at the meeting. To make a sentence, expressing a lack of obligation or necessity in the past, we begin with a subject, add did, then not, plus have to, and a verb. Andrea did not have to cook for her boss. They didn't have to work on Saturday. Tara didn't have to finish her project till Friday. He didn't have to buy Sarah a present. What are your duties? Write in comments. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to learn English.